Hey guys, welcome back. It's Mateo, and today we're going to talk about a lot of people are making videos that, hey, it's 2023, I'm going to quit my job, I'm going to trade crypto, I'm going to trade stocks, I'm going to trade options, I'm going to trade Forex, okay? People are leaving their jobs to trade when they've never replaced their income from their job from trading. So I see this as a huge disadvantage and people are going to fail. You're setting yourself up for failure. Okay, I've been trading for years. I still have a job as an engineer and I'm not going to leave until I replace my income or added to my income for 2 years. So what does that mean? Let's say I make 150,000 per year. If I'm not trading at that level, right, for 2 years, I'm going to keep working. And you don't just do it for 1 year, you do it for 2 years. You want to replace your income for 2 years because 1 year, hey, maybe you got lucky. Maybe you made a couple good trades. You do it for two, you kind of know what you're doing and you're taking risk management into account. Your account size is growing because if you're making 150 or 100,000 a year from trading, you know what you're doing. But let's bring it down. Let's just say you're making $60,000 from your job. Okay, that's decent. About 3 grand a month after tax, maybe 2,500 depending where you live. You can make it by as a single person with 25 to 3 grand a month. Now, if you're married, you might need 5, 6, 7, 8K a month. And if you got kids, you might need 9, 10, 11, 12 a month to get by depending on what city and state you live in. But the thing I'm seeing is a lot of people are underestimating what it takes to trade, the mindset it takes to trade, how to read the charts, right? So let's talk about the charts. And if you were to leave your job to do this, you need to know where direction is going because you make money on direction if you're a day trader, scalper, swing trader, whatever you want to call it, okay? So day trading is within the day. Scalping is within the minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You're in a trade for just a few minutes to 30 minutes to maybe 45 minutes. Then swing trading is holding multiple days overnight. Now everyone likes to add this lingo to it. It's just kind of nonsense because if you're a trader, you can do it all, okay? It just depends on what chart time frame you find this setup. So if you're trading a 5-minute chart, sure, you're scalping, whatever you want to call it, but you're really trading, you're really investing because you're going to take those profits from those small little trades that you can see where the direction is obvious, you understand direction, you can make money off direction, and you take those and you parlay those gains into long-term holdings. That's the end goal here because eventually you build your long-term account up so much that, oh gosh, the market goes down 30%, 40% 1 year, something crazy happens, a depression happens. You buy puts because you know how to read the weekly chart. You see that, oh, if we do a 3x with these indicators, stochastic RSI, MACD, DMI, hey, it has a high likelihood of being down for weeks. Look what happened here. Boom, down for weeks, hit the 200, bounced off that, hit the 50, bounced off that. Now we're going to try it again. Could fail again here. Let's see what happens. No one is a fortune teller, but these charts, along with multiple time frames, tell you a story. You, as a trader, have to read and understand the story for you to be able to quit your job and do this full time. So if you want to quit your job and do this full time, you've got to talk to me and tell me where this is going over the next couple weeks. Is it going to go up? Is it going to break this trend and keep going through here? Could happen. Things are starting to turn around. Day by day approach, right? Then you take on the daily. Everything's looking good here. Just hit the top band, broke through the 200 above the 50 day. MACD's wide and spread up, but what do you know? We're a little reset. We're a little over 80 here on RSI. Nothing's confirmed down, but at this point you want to kind of be cautious. Look at this. The 55 chart did a reset and grabbed a EMA here and popped off that EMA and kept running. So there's things that you have to notice on each time frame to keep yourself out of trouble, to keep your account balance growing. And not every day is going to be a winning day. You're going to have losses. You're going to have $500 loss days. You're going to have, if you're really trading with big money, you're going to have $10,000 loss days, maybe more. Because if you're going to have $40,000 or $300,000 day, you could have not as much as a loss because you can really, hold yourself accountable and take the loss quickly. But if you don't have the proper plans in place before you enter the trade, before you make that trade and you go and you, let's say on this daily chart on SPY, you enter a trade with $50,000, right, on options or stock of this ETF or another stock. And you say, hey, I'm getting it at 392. If it breaks below the 50-day or it touches the 50-day at 390.63, I'm going to sell. That's a $2 risk, right, down. And then you have, oh, I'm going to sell at the 200-day. So you get 392 to 397. So that's 5 up, 2 down. That's a fair risk reward. You have to hold yourself accountable to sell. You can set a stop loss, but sometimes when people set stop losses, it stops you before you really want it to be stopped, meaning, okay, maybe it stopped you before the moving average. None of this is perfect. Some of this is very technical, right? Technical analysis. And it taps the 200-day, takes you out of the trade, and then runs immediately. So that's why it's very important to have a rule and say, hey, if it closes below this, or if it gets 50 cents below this point, then I'll sell, because a lot of algorithms and people, right? People and algorithms are looking at these moving averages, these exponential moving averages, Bollinger Bands, and when price, shown in a candlestick, taps that area, it gets a little sketchy, right? It can pop off that area, it can dive through it. Just depends on small amount of news, 2, 3, 4% of news, and the rest is just technical analysis. I know that everyone's so worried about the earnings and this and that. Everything shows up in the charts. I think it's really smart to have fundamental analysis and fundamentals and know about the company and know certain things about it. But in reality, because how a company's doing is not necessarily how it's going to trade. That's something you need to understand. That's why I primarily use technical analysis. I don't care what the ticker is. I don't care if it's Tesla, Coinbase, Apple, Amazon. They're all going to trade differently, right, in their own respects, but their trades are going to show up in the charts. There's no hiding from the eyes of the trader, right? There's no hiding of the move. Now, some of these bounces are random. They happen extremely fast. For instance, Tesla was 102, went to 125 immediately within like 2 days. So you really have to be aware. Some of this happens pre-market, hard to catch, but within the day, there's plenty of opportunities. So before you leave your day job, and let's use an example of 60,000 per year. You want to make 60,000 per year trading 2 years in a row before you ever think about quitting. And you're like, oh Matt, how can I see the charts? How can I make? You can swing trade. You can learn the higher time frames, like as I'm showing here, the 55, the daily, the weekly, and the half day chart, which I don't have up, but the 233, the half day. And you can look at that and make trades on those charts, even if you have a 9-to-5 job, and you can get to that goal. Now, if you want to get to it faster, maybe you need to work from home. Maybe you need to do a job later in the day after the market opens. Maybe you need to move to the West Coast and start your day at 6:30 trading, and then by 9 o'clock you're already at the office, but you already finished your day of trading because you traded 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., the 2 hours of the day where a lot of things move, right? The high and the low. So you really have to find out what your goal is. Approach it. Don't just leave with 20,000 in savings and you put it in your trading account. You make a couple bad trades and all of a sudden you only have 7,000 left. That's like a really bad strategy, and you're going to fail if you take that strategy. So just giving some advice out here. It's not financial advice, but take it from me. Don't leave your job until you replace your income for 2 years in a row. Maybe you could be aggressive and do it in 1 year or 6 months. It's up to you. But I'm seeing people quitting their jobs, starting YouTube channels, and it's looking scary, right? It doesn't look like they got a lot in the bank. It looks like rent's due, and they're putting pressure on themselves to trade to make rent. Trading doesn't pay like a job. Trading pays you with what you put into it, right? It takes years of experience, lots of eye work, lots of noticing patterns, candlesticks, indicators, price action, you name it. You're not going to get that overnight. It's going to take many years, but you can be a success at this in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, a huge success. but you have to put in the time. You have to go through your watch list every single day at the end of the day, scan through, look for possible opportunities, write them down, journal every single day about what happened, what were the close prices on certain stocks, on the overall market, ETFs. You always look at the market, the sectors, and the stocks within those sectors of the market. And you gotta do that every single day. If you're not putting in that work, you're not gonna receive the benefits of being able to day trade in your pajamas whenever you want, right? You gotta put in the work to get there. So come up with a plan and put it to work, and I hope you success. Don't quit too early. Don't quit your day job too early, but don't quit your daydream either. So with that, peace out. Have a wonderful year and keep tuning in. I'm gonna give you guys some amazing information for free. Thank you. Peace.